think so? I didn't look
I
at the
mean,
agenda.
you can control it, right? It's a safe bet, right?
Yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Litchfield Recreation Commission meeting. Tonight is Tuesday, October 24th, 2023, and we will open the meeting. I'm Peter Ames, Chair of the Commission. We'll call the roll. Andy Ruggles, Vice Chair.
Here.
Chris Burns, Member.
Here.
Jeff Town, Member.
Here.
Mike Bosky, Member.
Here.
And absent with notice is Steve Weber, Select Board's Rep, and Judy Brennan, Secretary. First item is the approval of the October 10th minutes. Members had an opportunity to review the minutes.
Yes.
Is there a motion?
Move to accept them as printed.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments, or changes to be made?
Good to me.
That's good here.
All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay, abstain. Motion carries 5-0-0. All right, we'll now move to public input, not the facility requests yet, but if any member of the public has other items to speak to? Seeing none, we will close public input. Now we will move to facility and field requests. We have some folks here this evening to speak to the Grant State Silverbacks request. So you can ask one to come on up, just show your name, address, and speak to the request.
My name is Alicia Phillips, and my address is 252 Derry Road in Litchfield, and we are requesting field use for a travel baseball team.
Thank you. So we saw the request. So a couple questions for you. So
Yep.
this, where's the travel team located out of?
Hopefully Litchfield.
Okay, so this would be new. And this
It's
would be
brand new, yeah.
Okay.
We're from the New England Charge out of Hudson,
Okay.
but we have dropped out of Charge,
Yep.
and we want to start our own organization out of Litchfield.
Gotcha.
So we have two teams, 10U and 12U currently,
Yep.
and we're hoping to expand as it goes on.
And if less than 50% would be Litchfield residents on the team, what other towns would you be looking to draw from?
So currently, right now, we have Hudson, Litchfield, Westford, Mass, Wyndham, Milford,
Derry.
Derry.
I'm trying to think. I think Amherst.
10U. Okay, yeah.
Auburn.
So, yep,
Yep.
all over.
Great, thank you. As you're starting a new league, are you concurrently going through the process to get like insurance and?
Yes,
approved
we
from the
have a
state?
quote already. We haven't purchased it until we got the okay from you guys. This was our last piece of the puzzle. So that's what we're waiting on. But yes, we will have that.
And you're registered by the state as a designated youth club?
Yep, so we're currently, what did
It's
they?
in review.
It's in review right now as a nonprofit.
Very good.
Yep.
Thank you. Any questions from the members?
When do you expect to have the insurance and the nonprofit status?
It's in review with the state right now, so as soon as they're done, hopefully within the next 10 days.
And insurance is ready. We're not going to start our season till January, so we're going to write it from January to December for the full year.
Okay.
I just know that there is currently rec baseball in the spring.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's gonna be tough to get field space sometime. It may be, I don't know
Yep.
yet. Cause it depends on how many kids come, and rec is always going to take priority.
Correct. Yep.
So if I understand correctly, you're just looking for Sundays 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And Wednesdays.
And Wednesday
Oh, and
evenings,
Wednesdays,
around
okay.
like probably 6 to 8.
Yeah, just for
Practice.
one time a week, and we'll have both teams practice at the same time, and we'll flip outfield to infield. So
April through July.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Does rec baseball use those fields on Sundays?
On Sundays, not typically.
Okay.
In the fall, they do.
In the fall, yeah, in the fall.
So as of right now, we don't think we will need it for fall.
So the Wednesdays, I'm assuming, would be evenings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that would have to be flexible.
Yeah.
It may have to be another night, because
And
I know
that's fine.
some of our
Yeah,
coaches
that's
can only
fine
do
too.
Right, and
Wednesday
we would
nights or
totally
whatever.
work with Litchfield baseball.
Because I know like this Wednesday, both fields are being used like, right now, because
It
that's
can
what
be
the
week
coaches
to
have.
week even, if you say, hey, we have a field Tuesday night, or we have a field Thursday night.
Yeah.
We have that flexibility within our club to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. I think between the 3 fields, we could probably make it work, like if Corning, or, the Schaefer field too.
So the 10U's on the smaller field,
Right.
and then we're on the middle field, and then next year, I know I'm jumping ahead, our kids will be on the big field.
Which is that's LMS's field.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm assuming coaches and league staff will all be background checked.
They already
They already are, yep.
Yep. Between football, we have football, basketball, and baseball coaches, they're all current.
Okay.
Yep.
And as far as tryouts and adding new Litchfield people, because I mean, preferably as a board, I'd like to see closer to 50% of the people. I mean,
So they, historically, Litchfield hasn't come out to practice, to tryouts for charge. My son has been on the team since he was 10, so this will be his 3rd year. They haven't come out. Hudson, when they were charges in Hudson, you don't have to be a Hudson resident to do it. But I don't feel like we had tons of draw from Litchfield.
right.
So we're hoping this will kind of open the
Pull
doors
other
and
people
yeah.
in so we can get a bigger pool of
And that's
kids.
why we were saying, grow with it. Let's have a 9U, an 11U, a 13. Like, let's get bigger.
Is this a Babe Ruth charter?
No,
I don't think so.
it won't be a Babe Ruth charter.
Do you know what charter you're part of?
We're gonna be with Select Baseball.
Yes.
If
Okay.
that's what
I don't know what
the
that is,
league,
but okay.
it's out of Northborough.
Other questions?
So my question is for Sundays. Do you need it 9 to 5 the whole time, or is it more of
No.
So it's more of a window because
Yeah.
what they do is with Select, you play double headers.
okay?
So for our age, we'd have, let's say, 9 and 11, and then if teams are both home at the same time, then it's 2 sets of double headers, so it's 4 games. But if we don't have that availability, we can tell the scheduling, we only have the field for this amount of time. This team has to be away that day. This team can be home for field availability. Like, we can tell them what weekends we want to be home and what weekends we want to be away, and then try to be as flexible as possible.
How many teams would you see at the field any specific time?
Right now, it's
4?
just 2.
Just 2?
Just
Yeah.
the two.
It's a
There's
10U and a 12U.
Yeah, but would you be hosting tournaments or anything there?
No.
No.
That hasn't crossed our mind yet.
Not yet.
Baby steps.
Yeah, my only thought there is that, most of the parking lots at both the baseball fields are on the smaller side, so if you're having, eight teams there for a
Well,
full day tournament,
yeah.
parking could be an issue. You
Yeah.
need a
Yeah, right
detail.
now it'd be 2, and it's
Yeah.
the same team, so you play the same team twice. So it's not in and out,
Right.
so you play the same team
Okay.
2 times.
One of the other kind of thoughts here is equipment as far as bases are owned by Litchfield Baseball. The like lime, stuff to paint the lines at the field. There's a lot of stuff that goes along with that stuff. Do you what was your plan for that?
Well, I mean, you tell us, like, if we need to buy our own line machine, we can bring it, we didn't wanna, like, step on anyone's toes, but you tell us what we would need to do, like, do we need to get our own sets of bases, then we'll get our own sets of bases, stuff like
Right.
that, so.
No, it's something
that's
that
up to,
Something else that comes up is like, we have these tournaments and then all the trash barrels are full.
yeah,
So then
no, we.
I end up taking out all the trash.
Right, no. So,
With charge, we would put the trash bags in, take the trash bags out, we throw them in the dumpster before we left. Like,
Yeah.
we made sure that we left it the way we raked
We
before,
came-
we
yep.
raked after, we raked before, we did our own lines, stuff like that. So
Okay.
we continue to do.
So also
That's-
too, we were talking like concessions and everything. I mean, we have no problem working them, and then you guys, Litchfield Baseball. I mean, you guys, it's your money.
If
You
wanted
guys
to
get
keep
it.
that as an option.
Right.
Yeah,
wanted to
we
have
can
that as an
still do
option.
that for you.
Right.
Other questions?
No, I mean, I guess it all comes down to in the spring working with Litchfield baseball and
Yeah.
figuring out a schedule. Sundays, again, if you're not usually using them, then I guess
Nah.
it's mainly, that's fine. Like, I mean, it's, again, one of those things where you could, I mean, if you did need it, like, there could be, like, you could say the U12 field was always 9 and 11, and the U10 field is always the other. They don't necessarily, like, you can block one field at one time and one field at the other, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of flexibility in terms of everything.
Yeah, it's trickier just because we've been doing inter-town play more
Yep.
because we don't have enough teams in town to do it. So like we're kind of at their mercy for the schedule when they make it up. But I think I can block off times when you know.
Okay.
And that's something too, like, we could totally, we'll work with you and, make sure we're all on the same page with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have to be.
Yeah.
That would have to happen.
Other questions? Yeah, I think flexibility would be the key to success, but it sounds like you
Right.
guys have great options there, so, and we can work with baseball to see when they might be able to get a better sense of schedules or at least blocks we can put in there so we can give a bit of certainty to y'all.
Yeah.
I guess for aligning and for bases, you ought to work that out with the Litchfield baseball organization. I don't think we need to solve that problem, I guess.
Agreed. It was just
Yeah. So
Well-
We thought the same thing, like go dry bags if it's muddy, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
We could figure that out, either like use your stock and then reimburse if we need to, stuff like that, bring our own, like, it's really kind of, it's new to us too, so we just wanna,
Yeah.
collaborate.
Is this something you foresee for 2 seasons, or are you gonna keep turning it over and?
I would love to keep turning it over and just growing with it, hopefully more Litchfield kids come out and, try out. I would love to see that. And then we were talking to, like our boys in their contracts, it will say, like community service. So our kids are going to be working in the town and, we're doing what we can to hopefully make it good for all the kids.
Would be nice to have the successful Campbell team is all playing outside of Litchfield, whether it's the Bobcats or it's the Nor'easters or whatever. So it'd be nice to see some in town, maybe some kids in town can take pride in a town, beside with the rec, which is what everybody's going up with, Little League or Calvert. And then this is just kind of like the side component to it. We usually play both at the same time, so, I mean, everybody.
We have to.
Yep.
Right, so it doesn't usually conflict when I'm in a game or two, I've worked a couple games a season or something.
Alright, any further questions? Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the application for the Granite State Silverbacks 10U, 12U travel baseball team for the use of Justin Bassett Fields from April 2nd, 2024 to July 24th, 2024 on Sundays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Wednesday evenings with flexibility for just one field. Pending insurance, pending the nonprofit status.
Thank you, is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, is there discussion?
So how does this work with the fee schedule that we were working on? Nonprofit, I'm assuming no fee, right? Is that what it is?
Well, we could.
Or is there a fee?
We have discretion there,
So we haven't discussed, so putting that fee schedule together, I think something that we may have overlooked or not even discussed is, I think everything we talked about has been a one-time use type fee,
Yeah.
right? So for something like this, where it's a full season, the one-time fee may or may not,
True.
be worth it for things like, field supplies, toilet cleaning, trash bags, all that stuff.
Yeah, we should probably get back to that. I think, raised a couple different things since we've finished that draft. But as it stands, yeah, we have discretion on that piece.
So how do we work that with this situation in particular?
Well, I think it's up to the commission about what we want to do. If this is something that we would want to assess a fee, we could, if we kind of go back to the hierarchy that we built into that fee schedule to see where it would kind of land.
Is that something we need to do now, or is that something we can do down the road?
I think we can do that down the road. I don't want to shift things on y'all last minute, but I think we can come back to that. I mean, you raised a really good point about an ongoing, season-long usage versus a one-time, because we did kind of build up for singular events.
Right.
Well, folks okay coming back to that at a future meeting, or we want to talk about assessment at this time?
I mean, I think it would, if we're going to charge a fee, I think we should establish it now, you know. If we're not, then I don't think we can come back to it 6 months from now and say, oh, by the way,
That's my feeling too.
now you owe us $5,000.
Retroactively.
No, because we're trying to budget, you know.
Right, that's what I'm thinking, Peter. That, you know what I'm saying? So like,
If it is a thing, we need to figure it out,
Into
just so we
their
can build it into our, you know, like P&L for teams.
Just trying to look up the policy and see if I can figure out where it would fit.
sorry, bear with us for a second. We just wrote this policy like 4 months ago.
Right. I don't think we.
No.
So like for me, devil's advocate now, you're looking it up. So if we paid a fee, would that include the lining, like we could use your lining machine?
No.
We could use the basic.
Well, yeah,
or
you
is
could.
it addition?
Well, no. See, that's all separate from this. So rec doesn't own any of that stuff.
Okay.
Litchfield base. This is where it gets tricky,
Okay.
because everything down at the field, the concession stands, rec. So rec in the town of Litchfield own the building. They own the fields. They own the shed, I guess, down there. I don't even know. Like, I guess, like, if it burnt down, would that be on base? I don't know. I think it would be on the town insurance. But everything in the shed has been purchased or donated from, you know, area businesses. Like, we have rakes in there. Like, what happens if a rake breaks? Or, you know, so that would have to be dealt with Litchfield baseball.
Okay,
Like,
great.
you know, and then as far as, like, the field itself, and, you know, there's a lot of costs. We pay...
Facility fee.
Yeah, we pay like almost, you know, $100,000 for all of our fields every year to get, you know, mowed. And so if we're allowing these outside organizations to come and use our fields, well, maybe we can recoup some of that and put that back into the fields. You know, there's a lot of, you know, field maintenance itself, kind of Litchfield baseball takes care of. So that piece is like, all right, well, maybe you could help out with, you know, field cleanup day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's
Those are things we want to do.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because you want to play on a nice field too. So.
pride within there, you know.
So that fee you're talking would be
Kind of like,
to the rec
It would be
department.
to
yeah, so
Okay.
and that would go to,
to the
because
town.
the rec pays for the dumpster down there, it pays for the porta
Toilets,
potty
yeah.
that's down there, you know,
Yeah.
so, there's quite a few
Mowing, all that.
electricity, you know, for the scoreboards.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So looking at our fee policy, this kind of fits in category A. We had 3 categories, A being kind of the lowest, and we have Innis Field at $25.
$25 at Innis?
Bassett.
Uh,
There's $25 for Bassett too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both,
for all
yeah,
three of them.
okay. Again, that's a one-time use fee, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's the way it's set up.
Right, so if you got into, what,
So-
6 months, you're talking like 20 weeks or something like
Yeah.
that roughly, you know, times 25, you're talking $400 or $500.
I mean, you're talking 3 months, yeah, right? 3 months, April to July.
Yeah.
4 months,
4
call it,
months,
4
yeah.
months.
3 or 4 months.
Yeah, so, I don't know, write the policy, maybe per month fee, you know.
16.
Yeah, but it would depend on how many incidents within that month, right? It's-
Yeah. Yeah, so you got, you're talking Sundays and maybe a weeknight,
2 days a week for 4
2
months
days a
would
week for,
add up to $800.
2 days a week per month, you know.
Did the math right.
That sounds right.
So like 200 a month is what it breaks down to, just about
Yep.
$50 a week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So if we wanna kinda use that number, as a proxy in line with our current policy, we could say that would be what we'd be looking for.
$25 per usage.
Yep.
Yep, okay. And would it be, so Sundays could be longer? It doesn't matter, it's
No.
per day?
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't
per day.
matter.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Alright.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Me too.
Yeah, it's pretty inexpensive for field space,
Yeah, I
really.
think that's completely
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah.
So should we amend the motion to include an $800 usage fee for the year?
per, yes, right? That's not
Correct.
per team, that's.
Right,
No, it'd be
right.
for the organization.
Okay.
She's like, hold on,
Per player, per team.
We just think per usage.
because they'll be on there possibly the same day.
Right,
anyways,
right.
So, okay.
But do you wanna do it for the whole season, or as the schedule works out?
I would just do it for the
But
whole
just do it all
season.
encompassing,
Do it
yeah,
once for
make
the
it
whole
easy,
season?
Yeah.
Okay.
easier on accounting.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone.
So I'll amend the motion to include an $800 usage fee for the season, 2024 season.
Does the second concur with the amendment?
Yeah.
Further discussion?
I will be abstaining just because I am the president of Litchfield Baseball, and I just don't want it to look like a conflict of interest or anything like that. So,
Very good. Thank you.
just for transparency.
Okay.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Abstain.
Abstain.
This is 401. All right. So we'll, look for,
So will you email the Danielle who put in the, like, what's the next step, like, to get it on paper so we can start moving us along?
So what, was there an official facility request, or was it just that?
No, there
email?
wasn't, there was a request.
Yeah, there was.
There was?
There was,
Okay.
yep.
So we have that, so we'll need the COI when you get that.
Yep.
We'll need the nonprofit, certificate when you get that.
Yep.
I'm not sure how we bill out that
That
fee yet.
invoice?
we'd have the town create an
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Right.
So we can do that. But
When would we expect that to be paid, before the season? So the season starts in April, like?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yep.
okay. And then for availability, should we reach out to Andy regarding
Yes.
baseball?
Yeah,
I
we'll have
think
to talk in the
it's
spring.
coordinated.
We'll have to talk in the spring.
Okay.
I have no idea what next year is gonna look like
Okay.
because like this year, I think we only have 2 teams at majors, so it was like really easy. But we might have 3 next year. I don't know.
Yeah,
So they'll each have one night a week for practice, and then there's usually a couple games a week. So it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. But we'll figure out how to make it work.
okay. And time, does it matter? Like, what times do practices usually happen? Or,
For
for rec? During-
they're like
yeah.
5:30 to 7.
Okay,
Yeah.
and there's no lights, right?
There's no lights.
So no night games,
There's
okay, good
no
to know.
lights. But there are 2 70-foot batting cages there.
Okay,
So like we've done it where like if 2 teams want to practice the same night, one's in the cage and one's on the
one's
field.
on the field and then
Yeah.
swap or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we intended to do with the 2 teams, is like kinda,
Yeah.
one do outfield, one do infield, one do batting, one do, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. It's a pretty big field on the majors
Okay.
field, so.
yeah, that's fine, we can talk more about it.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to working with you, Andy, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited, this is
Yeah,
really
this
good.
is great news,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good luck with it.
Our board will
Thank
be
you.
on.
Yeah, it's a big undertaking, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are we good? Are you good with us? Are we
Yep.
good?
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Alright,
Thank you for
awesome.
coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good evening.
one. Let us know if you need anything.
I'm gonna destroy that over tonight.
All right, next request, Litchfield Lions Club looking for Talent Hall on Sunday, January 28th,
Movie night.
for movie night.
Does anybody know what the turnout was the last time they did that?
It was pretty good, I think.
Was it?
It was like 30 kids, maybe.
Yeah, that's good.
And as I recall, no issues with the event,
No.
smoothly, nothing
Yeah.
concern.
I'll make a motion to accept that one, if you want to.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Is there discussion?
It's open, right?
It is, I just,
Okay.
well, LPA has it, like they always do.
Yeah, but they always, yeah,
Flexible.
flexible for that. So, but we'll just have to remember to let them know.
Yep.
I think it's a great idea.
All right, further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstained, carries 500. All right. Next up, Litchfield Baseball for Town Hall. Sundays 1-7. Nope, see, we created a conflict already for you. Should've done Andy's first. Oh well, too late now.
Andy's in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
For
good.
now.
For Town Hall for Litchfield Baseball, Sundays, January 7th through April 30th, 9th.
Roughly, I mean, we might, if we can get out earlier, we get out earlier,
The weather's good.
if the weather's good.
Yep. Right, so same issue of, the conflict with pickleball, that one would be in the morning.
No.
Well,
they're
no,
not
we're
usually
gonna-
open on
we-
Sundays in the morning.
We already said that, pickleball right now has everything requested. At some point,
Yeah,
as things are gonna start coming in, we're gonna have to shift them around or
yeah,
take away possible weekend times or whatever, but
yeah, which they
Yeah.
knew was coming.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. They're not usually in there on Sunday mornings.
I mean, I'll be honest, like, we have to watch out how far ahead of time we're approving stuff.
Agreed.
I mean, we're getting, like, at one point, when we first came out of COVID, it was like the Boy Scouts. I didn't mind at the time. We were approving them, like, 6 months out for, like, a year after that. That's, like, a long stretch to try to approve stuff at Talent Hall with the limited resources we have at Talent Hall. As long as it's, especially if whatever organization we're approving doesn't have flexibility. I mean, pickleball's flexible, so, when we were approving it for like all winter, I don't really have an issue with it because they're flexible in terms of, okay, we're giving this time back and whatever. But, I mean, it's even the request for baseball coming in now for next spring, I'm like, okay, this is kind of early. So, I don't know if we have to make some policy for it or just not recommend it, but, we need to kind of watch how far ahead of time we're approving things, I think.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. But anyway, on to this request. Back to this.
Rant over.
Is there discussion?
Would you want to split the instructional again with softball? Is that what you're looking to do?
We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, we haven't put
Because
in our time
by
yet, but-
splitting it, we didn't really split it last year. It kind of,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
I know. I know
So-
we need more participation.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'd be open to it, but we gotta figure out how we're actually gonna split it.
Yeah, we're trying to organize ourselves so we can put in our requests too, but
And honestly, Chris, like, I don't know when basketball games are gonna be. I figure you guys are gonna do one as well. I didn't know, but so we can just your slots, our slots. We'll have to figure it out because travel basketball.
yep.
It'll be whenever. So I just want to get something in because Judy was looking for something. So
I know Steve mentioned something about like wanting to do softball one night a week too, and I don't see that request now either. But
No, we haven't
again,
put it together
it's we really don't have basketball's official one, or did we already approve basketball?
Basketball is like every day,
Is it?
all day for
Yeah.
the season.
I'm waiting to hear back.
It is busy, don't get me wrong, I get it,
Yeah.
but
I'm waiting to hear back from basketball on, an hour, one weeknight for softball, what they might be able to spare. And, I know we're gonna put in some requests for us Sunday mornings for some clinics, but that's gotta be TBD right now.
Any further discussion? None, all in favor, aye?
I. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I take my eye back.
Abstains?
Abstain.
Okay.
I'm abstaining on everything tonight.
401.
Neutral.
All right, we do have one further late breaking request.
no, you missed another one
Another one.
on the agenda.
Okay, yeah, let's go to that one first. Does anyone know where that request is? I could not find it.
Apparently it was sent just to Judy. From what I've garnered,
Okay.
is I think the email Judy sent out is send it back to me, and so it was sent back to her. I'm just relaying.
So we don't have the form, right?
There is a form, Judy has it.
Judy has it. But we do not this evening.
She just sent it to me.
Would you?
She is watching because, she already sent out the,
Is this for Campbell?
no, this is for LISL.
Oh, it's on the list, isn't it? It's already on the agenda, isn't it?
It's on the
It's on
agenda,
the
but I can't
agenda,
find
but
the actual.
they're looking for the application.
Hey, Judy, you wanna send that form to us?
Anyway, we can talk about the Campbell one in the meantime, as we wait for Judy to
Fair enough.
forward us the other official request.
All right, Campbell is looking for Sawmill this Friday because of field conditions. Playoff game, so Friday at 3 o'clock, Sawmill. Let's see what we got here. It looks open.
Yeah, it's open.
All right. And can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Campbell to use Sawmill Friday, 3 p.m. for their playoff game.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Is there discussion? All right. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, abstain, 500, pass. We have something for Judy.
Wait, there's another one from LYSL, or just the one that's on the agenda?
Just the ones that's the agenda.
Okay. So do we need it, or the?
Well, Judy just sent an email but didn't have any of the attachments on it, so.
But the agenda has the schedule that they're
Right.
looking for.
Too much NyQuil. Okay, I have it now. She just sent it to me.
All right, you have the application form?
I do.
Group. All right.
They're looking to use Talent Hall 3-1 to 4-1, or whenever basketball's over. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights from 6 to 7:30 p.m. for soccer practice. 15 people per day, 100% of the people from Litchfield.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve this request pending their coordination with basketball.
Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
All right, is there discussion? So yeah, the coordination with basketball, because basketball does have that in there through the month. So it currently would be a conflict each one of those nights. So that's a
Well, it looks
pretty
like
big
they're
conflict.
asking for it from whenever basketball ends through April, if I'm looking at the right. So they're, at least they said they're flexible on the start date, depending on the basketball schedule.
Yep.
Yep.
So for, it being a conflict though, I mean, we can just have them work it out between the two of them, or do we wanna say basketball has kind of priority since they put in the request before? They've also got it all winter.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, basketball used to end at like, February vacation, but it seems to be going on longer now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think we've already approved basketball for that time, so I would give basketball the priority and let them work
Yeah,
it
I mean,
out.
I think the bigger issue is that they're not really going to be using it every single night all winter long. Like maybe during the rec season, which does end February. What happened last year is that we tried to get in there for a couple nights during the week after rec was over. And what was going on is that their travel coaches then added an additional night of practice or something like that because they had playoff games coming up. And so like it's like very fluid, but I think that there does need to be some sharing of that space.
Yeah.
Because just because you come in first and reserve it for 6 months doesn't necessarily mean nobody else should be able to use that building.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, it's a lot of time that they.
It's a lot of time.
Right.
It'd be like if pickleball reserved it. Well, yeah, they already did. They reserved it for the whole year, and like we can just say tough luck to everybody else. So,
Right. As things wind down, as they don't need it, they need to,
yeah,
give back that time.
Yes.
Is really what it comes down to.
yes,
Or we ask for a more set schedule when
when they ask for their
they have a schedule. You know what I mean? When they
or say we'll give you 3 nights a week.
it's one of those things where it's like, something during the season, during the height of the season, you have rec going, you have everything going. It's throttled. Once February vacation comes, it's throttled back at that point. Rec's done and everything. So to monopolize space based on, well, are we going to use it?
We
Are
want to
not
have the
gonna use it?
option,
Right.
Yeah.
Then that, if you're going to schedule something, schedule something. If you're not, then you're not. You're not at that point with, you don't have enough teams going where you're using the gym from 5 to 9 every night.
Right.
Yep.
All right, so the motion did say that there needs to be coordination with basketball on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking to. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstain. There's 401. All right, that's it for facility and field requests. Moving on to new business. Southern Hampshire Tour of Lights, something we participated in last year that Judy has volunteered to coordinate. Just a regional free activity, coordinating houses that gone the extra mile, decorating their properties with lights to be kind of put on a map that will be shared for folks to see where they can drive through in town and other southern New Hampshire communities. So totally voluntary, free, and be up in early December for folks to participate in, and then be available to anyone in town to go drive for the hot chocolate. So, like I said, Judy volunteered to coordinate it. Any concerns, questions to bring back to Judy?
She did a good job last year. Let her have it.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing the lights. Your house is going to win this year, right? Isn't that what the plan was?
I'll tell you whose house isn't gonna win.
Definitely not going by my house.
All right.
Trust me, no one wants that to happen.
Next is the communications policy. So, communications policy was ratified this week by the select board. So, not too different than the last drafts we've seen, but I think the most important thing to note is that communications need to go through official social media channels. And so that means we can't post as Litchfield Rec to non-Litchfield town pages. So for examples that came to mind is, there's things that commented on like the WhatsApp page or other local pages or just personal pages. And we can't respond as Rec. So like, for example, we got the chessboard put in. Like, I was like, oh, maybe I should respond to that under the Rec mantle, right? Or we get the question about the porta potties on a non-town Facebook page, right? Would we want to answer as Litchfield Rec? So the answer is now we cannot. So, all that has to be posted on the town Facebook page.
We can't share anything from the,
There goes all my
Rex.
posting.
we can't share anything from the rec site to other sites either, right?
Well,
That's
from the Rec site, yeah. So like other sites could share whatever we put up on
Oh, okay.
town pages. So if we said fishing derby, we can't post that on, a non-town website. Or we can share.
As the rec. So we can do it.
But a non-town,
But as a
but
citizen,
the
we can do
non-town site can post what we've posted on their site.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the biggest instance that this would come up. Any questions about the communications policy? All right. We will now be working with that. Moving on to some old business, pickleball courts. Pavilion, I know we had the exciting step forward last time.
Yeah, so
Looking.
I went before the Board of Selectmen last night, just to get their blessing to, they've already approved the funds, but just to let them know what was going on. They granted the go-ahead, so I am going to reach out to Kim and have her draft up the contract or sign the contract with the MRD construction for that. I'll email her tonight or tomorrow.
Great, thank you.
So that's moving forward.
Are you thinking that's getting in this before the winter or after? After?
Yes, probably.
Okay. Just,
Probably.
I didn't think it would make sense doing it now, but you never know.
No, we don't, so the funds, don't expire until next end of next year,
Okay.
so we got plenty of time.
All right, anything else on pickleball courts?
I think that's it I got for right now.
The egress, what's that about? Pickleball courts.
Probably just the path, the walkway, I still
Oh,
haven't
okay.
been able, so I haven't been trying, Steve's kept saying he's gonna connect us with, Kevin Brown and there's been no communication there to see what was going on. And I've been too busy to tackle it myself right now, but, if the highway department can do it, great, if not, then it's something that
Just to pave that little
I can do, it was just gonna be
section?
stone, crushed stone.
Just crushed stone in there, okay.
Thank you, Chris, for going last night and moving that forward with the contract. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Our next item is the Economic Development Committee, so I'm our designee to that. They're meeting again tomorrow. It's still pretty early in the work of that committee. They're doing a SWOT analysis, looking at some reports that have been done on the town over the last number of years. And so, just want to let you know, I'm active in that, and we'll be probably coming back to this group in between those meetings for additional pieces. But like I said, right now it's a bit more analysis than like what do we want to do. Certainly recreational opportunities are a economic development piece for the town, right, as far as attracting businesses, making a livable community, and as we think about what assets we want to grow, what that would mean for the town, beyond just like their pure recreational benefit. So the other piece in here to be mindful of is the impact fees is part of the conversation as well. So we think about what parts of town may be developed, what would that mean for impact fees, and what would be the priorities within that. So the Economic Development Committee doesn't have a charge to direct those funds. It's just like the question is like, what are we thinking? How much do we have? What's the longer term plan for when those need to be spent? So But I did want to see if anybody have any questions for me or would like me to bring anything to that committee.
Wonder if we should look at that, livable community things that Judy had brought up a while ago, that if we do a relatively small number of things, we'd be eligible for some grants. So it might be worth looking at that and see if we can, you know, get the right things on the list that we can do other things for free.
I'll touch base with her on that, because that would be good for me to bring back to that group, so thank you.
Bush?
All right, that's all I had on that item, so moving next, just wanted to acknowledge the completion of the chessboard, thank you, Mac, over at Dara, so, have folks seen it fully, in person, fully
I have
set?
not.
I haven't seen it completed. I saw that the base was
The
in.
base, sorry, yeah, I spoke, yep.
Yeah.
But that was the biggest piece.
Yeah.
All right, comfort stations. So a piece that we've talked about a number of times and have ongoing quality issues.
Starting to make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, there you go. So we do have options to change vendors for sure. Looks like the price point wouldn't change hugely. I guess what I'm wondering is, at this point in the season, do we want to change things out or just wait until?
At this point, we're picking, we pull them all in mid-November, beginning of November anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Sawmill's late, and I don't know when Jeff Lane is, Bissett is, or
They could go after this weekend.
Innis, you know what I mean? Innis can go after this weekend.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to change anything at this point, but spring.
I mean, I guess the real question is when we want to switch out Dara.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be the first one. We can do that. I mean, if we tell them just to pick up everything November 15th, and then bring in a new company to Dara the next day or whatever, is that probably what we should think about doing? Like, I don't know, but, I mean,
That probably makes sense.
yeah, I think that would be,
I think that
I
makes
think that
sense.
might be the time to swap it all out, but
Yeah.
we'd have to decide on a new vendor.
The old company might be less interested in paying attention even to Dara.
Is that something we have to put back out to bid, or can we just hire somebody?
No, I think the town has other.
Yeah, the town-
vendors that they use in other
yeah.
locations, so I think we can just.
Switch to one of those.
Let me check with Kim on that and see who might be in the pipe here to switch over to mid-November. And Chris, I just want to acknowledge you going down and checking out in person to make sure the quality that we need to get the full detail of that. So thank you for verifying in person.
Verifying it's as bad as has been reported.
Thanks for poking your head in.
Appreciate that.
I wasn't gonna test drive it.
All right, repairs and maintenance list. Last time we talked about starting a list of projects that we would want to get to at some point. We will have an opportunity for some potentially in this last quarter with any remaining funds we may have, so.
Yeah.
Built that. Jeff, I know you had a couple others to add on to there. So, are there other items folks want to add on?
One thing that I noticed a lot is the fence down at Sawmill needs to be replaced. That's very rotten and falling apart.
Yeah.
Mike, do you have more insight on that, or?
We've talked about it on and off. We got a quote. We had, I think it was Fences Unlimited came in last year to, like, you know, we asked them and they're like, well, you know, the posts are in decent shape. You know what I mean? For posts that are just pressurized wood and blah, 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 and then, you know, these boards, and they gave us a quote for like, I want to say it was like $3,500 to like basically replace 15 boards. And we're like, yeah, no, we're not gonna go with that. 15 boards, a couple posts and like 15 boards for $3,500, not worth it.
Yeah.
but we didn't, I don't know what came up with that after that. Well, I don't know, we kept looking but nothing's been reported back.
Got it.
It is on soccer's list to hopefully try to help with that. To do it, to not do it, it depends on the cost. Like,
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, it's one of those projects which, with the cost of everything, it's a lot more expensive than you think it should
And
be.
it should be. Yeah, it's
Right.
everything.
But I agree, it needs to be fixed. I've been hammering that one for 4 years at this point, that we need to it needs to be figured out somehow. But it's not, honestly, it's not gonna be something, I don't think it's something that we as a rec commission can handle on our own.
Is it
What
because
kind
of
of
too many
funds?
boards, or is it?
You gotta
What-
take, honestly, it's, realistically, you gotta do all the posts.
You know,
And you gotta, when you redo the posts this time, it gotta be done where the tops are capped or something, so that, because that was really what the biggest problem is as it rains, the water comes down and it just
Sits on top.
starts, boring through those posts. So, if you put just something small, like a piece of metal or plastic or whatever on the top of them, those posts should last for a long time at that point. The boards, realistically, like, we could buy boards and replace them ourselves, but it's all those posts that need to be swapped out at some point
That's a lot of
soon.
work.
Would that be something that could be done this year?
I don't know. Honestly, soccer's going through a few things right now that, we're discussing different projects in our timeline. Capital improvement stuff is coming up over the winter. So it'll be a bigger discussion then.
Well, funding issues aside, is it something that, could we get somebody in to do it this year if we had the money that we're gonna lose if we don't use it?
I don't know.
Or could we encumber it to get it done in the spring? If we can't get somebody to do it, it's just late.
I
in the
don't,
season.
I don't think, honestly, trying to do it now is gonna be,
It's getting.
you don't know what the weather's gonna be, so you're all over the
Yeah.
place, and it's, honestly, it's, why would you put up a new fence before you get to a snow season and everything?
Sure. So if we plan to do it in the spring,
Yeah,
we could encumber funds, and if we have any left over, to do that, to get it done in the spring, and then, what else is on the list that's higher priority? That's the way we ought to. try
well,
to
yeah,
manage
you know what I
it, right?
mean, honestly, the slide at Roy Memorial, I think is
It's a
really,
bigger- Yeah,
I think that's the highest priority.
Agreed.
yeah, okay. That, yeah, we can't patch that, it's just the posts are coming up out of the ground.
Right.
And
I was down there the other night, I saw
Going
some
through the
kids
slide.
on the spiral slide and the top of it's going like this.
makes it more fun,
Yeah, right.
I mean, future.
yeah.
At this point, it should almost just be taken down.
In there, yeah.
But honestly, that's the thing. I think if we can replace that, it depends on how much, I don't know what our funds are right now, but I think, that should be our number one priority, is fixing that slide.
Yeah.
It's a functional issue, it's a safety issue.
Is that on the list that Judy?
Yeah, it was
Yep.
one.
That was,
Right
okay.
on the top.
Can't remember.
All right, well, recognizing we have the opportunity to spend funds in our current budget year for just another couple months, do we want to take this list, maybe put it into like an Excel file, rank it, and price some things out? Say, let's pull the trigger on something here.
Yeah,
for the next-
yeah, try to. Yeah,
That work?
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
yeah. Some of the town hall stuff could be done anytime.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah, some things that, and whatever's expedient may be the way to go, but yeah, the slide, just, it's a problem.
Yep, big time.
All right, so let's build that, list over the next 2 weeks here. Prioritize it, maybe try and get some prices for some things, and then our next meeting, try and move on a couple things? Does that sound like? a good
Yeah.
deal?
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Yep.
All right, other items?
Yeah, just for information, this Lower Merrimack River Advisory Commission is having a meeting I think it's next week, the 2nd of November.
Okay.
So there's some item on the agenda, I don't know what it is, some project that has come up, so I'm planning to go to that. I'll
Okay, great, thank you.
let you know what happens.
Appreciate it. Supplies, okay, so I think we need to approve Judy for some supplies. Is that what her request is?
I don't know how much it is, but it certainly makes sense to reimburse her for the cost of the stuff she's doing for
Could she
us.
send us a receipt?
Yeah.
Or,
No.
Those new pens she has to buy after making us sign all that stuff last week.
Charging us for ink.
I don't think we can approve anything until we know how much it is.
Yeah.
So in spirit, we're supportive, but
Mhm.
don't think we can advance anything tonight.
Unless she wants to send it to us now.
That's what I'm trying to get.
Right, others, things,
Oh, she said she didn't buy any supplies yet. She needs permission.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead. In principle,
We
it makes
do,
sense
we
to
do have a
reimburse.
supplies line of item, right? Like budget line item?
Yeah, how- what
We
do we
used to
have in
anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, she needs
I can find out.
paper and ink. Which kid is that?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I don't think we need to make a motion or anything, do we?
yeah, if it, does it falls under your, doesn't it fall under your, $500 cap there?
Yeah, it would, but that's, we're not in between meetings, so we could do it right
Oh,
now.
okay. Well, I'll make a motion for Judy to spend up to $150 in paper and ink.
I'll second.
Motion a second, is there discussion?
Nope.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain, passes 500. Emails, Chris is on it for this month, I'm on it for December, Jeff has it in January, and then I think we need to renew it.
On it for November. Somebody's still on for
I
October.
am.
You're wrapping up the month?
Yeah.
All right.
I think Judy sent it around. It was built out for like like the next 3 years or something.
I did. I built it out for like ever, and I had to remove Gannon.
Yeah. I'm on for
Replace it
August,
with-
I'm gonna have to switch with somebody, I'm not gonna be around most of August.
No, that's right, you're in Antarctica. or something.
We can figure that out.
Yeah.
Are there other items folks want to raise this evening?
Did someone email LMS? The LMS, Dan, the athletic director there?
Oh,
About the trash?
Trash?
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Is it better to make a call? You know, and just have a discussion. Like, look, this happened again. Well, I guess it would be nice to have it in writing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that, I can do that.
Yeah.
Do folks recall when the first incident was?
Not the date, but it was
Approximate, was
a
it?
month ago,
Okay.
roughly, right?
Might be in our
I
email
think it was
somewhere.
less than that.
So it must
I
have
feel
been the
like it
last
was-
meeting.
I feel like it was our last meeting.
Yeah,
We were
it
talking
was.
about it.
So a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We were talking about, do we let them know after we talked about it?
No, nobody did.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, but now we have a pattern, so we can push a little bit. Alright, thank you. Other items?
Not me.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain, passes 500, and we're done for the evening. Reconvene again on November 14th. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was less than an hour.